So welcome friends, welcome to this 1 crore identity challenge. In this 5 days, we are going to work on our money mindset. The biggest thing everybody is behind that is money and how to make money, how to earn money. There are so many things which people are talking about, but I personally believe that it is only mindset that will make the money, not your skill, not your qualification, not your experience. You must have seen there are so many people who are less experienced than you, who are less qualified than you, but still they are making way more money. It is not about skill, it is not about experience, it is not about anything else, but it is about something is there happening in their mindset, and that is where they are, working maybe less than you or more than you, but making more money. They are more qualified or less qualified, making more money. So let's understand and let's decode all these things. Like how can we get into that mindset so that we can make more money? So a few questions before we start. Any of the questions, if you have a yes as answer, please type I in the chat box. If you want to have a better relationship with money, you want to work on your limiting beliefs, you want to create a better future, you're ready to take tiny little actions. I'm not talking about massive actions. I don't want you to be bombarded with so many rituals and so many things. Maybe a short action, 2 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Are you ready to take that? And are you ready to commit on your own goals? If yes, please type I in the chat box so that I can understand that you are ready, you are committed. That's how the understanding will happen. And by the way, let it be an interactive workshop. If you have any doubt, any question, any concern, please raise your hand, ask questions. There is no doubt about it that I have to complete certain things, and that is it is absolutely not like that. I'm not here to complete my syllabus. I'm here to solve your doubts. So the more attentive you are, the more what you can say interactive it will be. That will be much better for your understanding and your growth. So let's start with a big question. How many of you spend money on thing and what was your emotion at that time? You must have spent money on so many things till that. Today also you must have spent money on so many other things. It could be a cup of tea also, it could be an iPhone also, it could be a travel, it could be a diesel, you might have purchased some gadget, you might have purchased a water bottle, you must have spent some money. So whenever, in general, when you spend money, what is the emotion which you encounter? Think about it and type in the chat box, what is that emotion which you encounter when you spend money? Typically, when you spend money, what is your emotion? Think for a while that when I spend money, see, this is going to be a workshop, this is going to be a challenge wherein you need to actually do the work. You need to do the inner work. You need to face certain things. You need to face certain uncomfortable things. There could be some uncomfortable questions which I might be asking. You need to face them. Because unless and until we don't face the biggest thing, the breakthrough will not come. In most of the cases, you must have observed that we generally try to run away from the big questions. We always want to solve the simple things. Whenever there is something big, whenever there is something which is worthwhile, we always procrastinate, we postpone. कल देखेंगे, बाद में देखते हैं, अभी कोई जरूरत नहीं है, अभी मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. We have all these excuses. Now let's face the question and let's think about what is the emotion which I am experiencing whenever I am spending money. Again, I'm not very specific with anything, but in general, whenever you are spending money, what is your thing? Almost normal, but when I start practicing gratitude, I think money while spending, that is very great. Sometimes happy, sometimes not, the saying. Okay. See, each and every emotion, whatever you are experiencing is having some name, is having some background, is having some personality behind that. And today we are going to understand from what personality you are spending money. You, as a personality, you have got so many aspects of it. You might be a doctor, you might be a lawyer, you might be an architect, you might be this and that. There are so many things about personality. But here, what I'm talking about is your money personality. So, what is your money personality? What is your pattern? That is what is very important to understand. So, let's talk about your money identity, who you are when you are spending money. Very interesting. And what did I say? Some of you might have, or most of you, I would say, might have a wow moment, aha moment that I never knew this. ये कभी मालूम ही नहीं था कि ऐसा है. ठीक. Now tell me, before we proceed further, out of all these patterns, is there any pattern which is good and any pattern which is bad? Are there good or bad patterns? Yes or no? Just type yes or no. Are there good patterns or bad patterns out of all these like 8, 10 patterns, whatever it is? Do you feel that there is a good pattern and a bad pattern? No, no, no. Everybody is saying no. Why? Because every pattern is unique. I can't differentiate that, oh, this yellow pattern with this red dot is better, and this blue is not that great, and this green is like that. These circles are like that. No, it is a pattern. It is a pattern and it's unique. So the way we are not differentiating with this pattern with respect to you are blue and you are red and you are green, let's for the next 1 hour, we will not judge anybody, including ourselves, that I belong to this particular pattern. ये मेरा pattern है. अरे मुझे बुरा लगा. अरे मुझे बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लगा. कि what is this pattern I mean? And for that, let's understand or let's play a small let's play a small game. How many of you are ready to play a game? Very simple. Now, what you need to do is you need to figure out number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in sequence. Please understand what you need to do is I'm going to share the screen again and you will have to figure out one, then two, then three, then four, then five, then six, and this is how it is. Don't jump from number 15 and 17 and 23 and 10. No, it is not like that. I want you to find out number one कहाँ पे है, फिर number two कहाँ पे है, number three कहाँ पे है. That is how you are going to figure out where are these numbers. Number one, two, and then I want you to reach to that particular point key in 1 minute. How many numbers you can count? So I'm going to start a timer in my phone, and then we are going to see how many numbers you are going to count. Let me share the screen one more time. All right, start. You have got 1 minute, and in that 1 minute, you have to count the number of almost 30 seconds over. and we are stopping. So now please tell me in the chat box till which number you could count. 1 से लेके 12 तक. Okay. 12, 14. Other people, how many numbers you could count? As I said, nobody is going to judge you. You are also not going to judge yourself. So now 12 and 14. Other people, whatever is your number, you choose not to say. Okay. Let's do it one more time. But now the game is bit different. The game is bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these numbers in a specific manner, and now you are going to count. Again, I'm going to put the timer one more time. Let me reset. And here we go. Start. The same exercise from number 1 to 2, 4. 45 seconds. And stop. What is the count now? 24. Oh my God. Almost double. 19. Great. Have you observed in the first case the thing was same, in the second case also the thing was same, but now why you were in a position to count almost till 19 and till 24, whereas in the earlier time it was just till 12 or 13. 25. Perfect. What is the reason you could figure out the numbers, patterns? There was a set pattern. There was a set pattern, and because of that pattern, now it becomes easy to identify that okay, this number is placed in here, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I have a limited scope that if I need to, if I need to focus on number 8, I need to fix in this quadrant. If I need to focus on number 12, I need to fix quadrant only. If I have focus on number 17, this is the only quadrant. I need not move here and there. So highlighted was there, and after that, of course, there was a pattern. Similarly, if we only could know our money pattern, how easy it would be for our life. That I now know my money pattern. I now know my money pattern, and this is the way I am behaving, this is the way I am working. Now it becomes easy for me to work on my money identity. Now it becomes easy for me to do whatever I want to do because now I know my pattern. Earlier I was not aware, but now as I'm aware, now I can work in a much better manner. So let's understand the money patterns. As I said, there is no judgment in this. As of now, you will simply observe and understand that this is your money pattern. Is that your money pattern? Is that your money type or not? Or is that okay or is that not okay? Do we need to change that? That all we will discuss later. But as of now, it is just a reflection. Please consider this just as a reflection. This is my money pattern. This is my reflection. That's it. So the first pattern, there are some personalities who are called as spenders. Spender. Spender is a money personality or a money type or a money pattern who loves spending money. They have it or they don't have it, that is immaterial. उनके पास पैसा है नहीं है, that is immaterial, but they want to spend money. They are spenders. They always spend money. Now I want you to connect the dots with yourself and with maybe your friends, family, and other people. Is there somebody who is spender in your family, in your society, in your friend circle, or you yourself? Spender की खासियत यह है कि even though he is having money or he doesn't have money, doesn't make any difference. His tendency is to spend. His tendency is to spend. Okay, Sumit is saying myself. तो स्पेंडर की टेंडेंसी क्या है? स्पेंड करना. There is no correlation between how much he is earning, how much he is spending. There is a possibility he is earning 1 lakh rupee and he will spend 1 lakh rupee. There is also a possibility he is earning 1 lakh and he might spend 2 lakhs rupees. Why? Because he is spender. He doesn't think about what is the price tag. Doesn't think about what do I really need it. Doesn't think about anything. They simply love spending. They will go shopping. They will do Amazon. They will go Flipkart. Just randomly बहुत बोर हो गया तो क्या करें, चलो मॉल में जाते हैं and then we'll do some shopping. This is the spender category. And many of the spenders, their mindset is only of spending. But are they actually using that product or not? That is a different story. Not necessarily they are using the product. They only want to satisfy that part of the brain that I have spent the money. Now, you will see so many people that they spend the money, they bring that thing at home, maybe a t-shirt or maybe a watch or maybe anything, and then that t-shirt or that jeans or that whatever it is, or that book is kept over there and they will never touch it. बिकॉज स्पेंडर का माइंडसेट ये है कि मुझे स्पेंड करना है. He simply want to spend the money. Now, is it a good mindset or not? That again, you think. You are all wise people. You think as we go ahead, you will also understand different colors of the personalities. Now you choose that I want to stick to the same personality or do I want to change my personality? Moving ahead, the next type, the next money type is worrier. Very interesting. Worrier. Now, what is worrier? Worrier is a person who keeps worrying about the money. He is the person who constantly worries about the money. उसके पास पैसा है नहीं है, doesn't make any difference. Even though he is having 1,000 rupees, he will still worry. He is having 1,000 crore also, he will worry. Why? Because his by default programming is I need to worry about the money. कि कल का क्या होगा, अगले क्या होगा, रिटायरमेंट के बाद क्या होगा, बच्चों की फीस के लिए क्या होगा, इसके सो ईएमआई कैसे भरेंगे. सो दीज वरियर पीपल, दे आर नेवर स्पेंडर्स. दे विल ऑलवेज से कि नहीं यार पैसा खर्च नहीं करना है. व्हाई? बिकॉज इनहेरेंटली they have that worry pattern which is going on in their mind, and because of that worry pattern they are not able to spend happily. I hope most of the people out here would age bracket of somewhere 30 to 45, 50. Look at your parents. Predominantly, they are the category who are worrier because lifetime they have seen all those resources, lack of resources and stuff. Now that is their pattern कि पैसे की चिंता. Even though their son is earning 5-10 lakhs rupees a month, they will still go by a public transport. They will never say that कि चलो मैं ओला बुक करता हूँ, ये करता हूँ. No, they will always try to be conservative because they always keep worrying about the money. Constantly in that worry zone. Even though you are having a fixed income every month, you are a worrier because you always think that कि अगले महीने का नहीं आया. If AI has taken my job, what will happen? If I become jobless, if the company shut down, if everything goes off. So they constantly worry. And because of that, either they are like not taking any decision or they are taking decisions at a very very slow pace. बहुत स्लो डिसीजन लेते हैं या तो डिसीजन लेते नहीं क्यों क्योंकि उनको वरी करना आता है पैसे खर्च कैसे करें या दूसरा भी पैसा खर्च करता है तो दिस पीपल दे फील इनडिफरेंट दे फील बैड दे फील ओ माय गॉड इतना पैसा खर्च कर रहे हैं देखो शादी के ऊपर इतना पैसा खर्च किया उसने 2 लाख का आईफोन लिया these people will worry about themselves also they will worry about other people also अदर स्पेंडर्स ऑल्सो दे विल वरी अबाउट कि यार ये पैसा कैसे खर्च करते हैं पानी की तरह पैसा खर्च कर रहे हैं वरियर इज अ वेरी यूनिक एंड डिफरेंट टाइप मूविंग ऑन टू द थर्ड मनी टाइप दैट इज गैम्बलर गैम्बलर नाउ गैम्बलर का मतलब डोंट टेक अ लिटरल मीनिंग एज अ गैम्बलर gambler means that particular person who will spend money बट ही इज दैट काइंड ऑफ पर्सन वो पैसा खर्च भी करेगा लेकिन उसकी आदत क्या है ही वॉन्ट्स क्विक मनी gambler always wants quick money and that is the reason most of the gamblers they will invest money in stock market they will not go for long term they will always be a option buyer they always will be in F&O section दे आर नॉट द पर्सन कि आज मैंने स्टॉक परचेज कर लिया अभी 10 साल तक मैं देखूंगा नहीं इज नॉट लाइक दैट दीज आर द पीपल हु आर ऑप्शन बायर्स हु आर फ्यूचर बायर्स और सेलर्स व्हाई बिकॉज दे लव दैट अगेन इट इज नॉट प्योर गैम्बलिंग बट उनका ये आदत ही है कि लेट मी मेक फास्ट मनी अनफॉर्चुनेटली इफ द गैम्बलर इज नॉट स्मार्ट इनफ there is a possibility that these are the people who get into the scams जो आते हैं ना कि सर आपको लॉटरी लग गई एक ओटीपी भेजो करो बैंक से दीज आर द पीपल हु गेट इनटू दैट ट्रैप बिकॉज दे आर गैम्बलर्स एंड दे फील कि मुझे लॉटरी लग गई किसी ने फोन किया या कोई बोलता है कि आपको ये चीज सस्ते में मिल रही है क्या डू यू वांट टू परचेस एंड देन दे विल परचेस बाय पेइंग सम मनी एंड देन दे रियलाइज दैट मैं फंस गया गैम्बलर इज अ टेंडेंसी इट इज नॉट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एज अ प्रोफेशन कोई प्रोफेशन की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ ये उसकी टेंडेंसी है कि जो एक मूवी आई थी ना कि कौन सी वो मूवी थी 21 दिन में पैसा डबल अक्षय कुमार एंड ऑल दोस which makes it some comedy movie so there was a lady who says कि 21 दिन में आपका पैसा डबल हो जाएगा अभी इन्वेस्ट इन सम स्कीम्स एंड ब्ला 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 नाउ गैम्बलर इज दैट मेंटालिटी कि जहां पे वो 2 दिन में पैसा डबल 21 दिन में पैसा डबल 5 मिनट में करोड़पति दीज आर द पीपल दे आर द वन हु परचेस लॉटरी गैम्बलर इज द वन हु जनरली वांट टू परचेस अ लॉटरी टिकट कि चलो यार लॉटरी लग गई तो एक झटके में सारे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएंगे दैट इज द मेंटालिटी आई मीन दैट्स गैम्बलर्स मेंटालिटी मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट टाइप एंड दैट इज द monk what is the monk the monk is a kind of person who is kind of neutral towards money पैसा आया नहीं आया कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता दे आर लिविंग देयर लाइफ नॉट नेसेसरीली द मॉन्क इज ऑलवेज अ पुअर गाय ऐसा कोई जरूरत नहीं है देयर कुड बी somebody who is a monk and still be a billionaire he is not saying that I don't want money or I want money it is actually not like that he is like okay money is an energy it is a neutral thing if I have I will enjoy if I don't have I will do accordingly so ये जो मॉन्क वाले लोग होते हैं ना दे आर वेरी पीसफुल दे आर वेरी पीसफुल दे आर नॉट इनटू दैट रैट रेस there are so many people you might have seen and observed कि they don't go for promotions because they know that promotion मिलेगा तो मुझे ट्रांसफर करना पड़ेगा मुझे टीम हैंडल करनी पड़ेगी मुझे ट्रैवल करना पड़ेगा ये सब चीजें होने से अच्छा है कि आई एम हैप्पी विथ वॉट एवर आई एम अर्निंग एंड आई एम स्टेइंग विथ माई फैमिली एवरी सिंगल डे आई गो होम ऑन टाइम आई हैव क्वालिटी टाइम विथ माई फैमिली आई हैव सैटरडे संडे हॉलीडे ये जो थॉट प्रोसेस है ना ये मॉन्क का होता है मॉन्क का मतलब ये नहीं कि ये कोई साधु सन्यासी किसी जंगल में जाके बैठा नहीं in between this group also there could be somebody who is a monk that even though I have 1,000 rupees or 1,000 crore either neither I will show off nor I will live like a poor person जितनी मुझे जरूरत है उतना मैं हैंडल कर लूंगा एंड आई विल जस्ट लिव माई लाइफ like that that's the monk mentality so there are people who are monk as well again please don't जज योर सेल्फ और समबडी एल्स की यार ये तो ऐसे करता है वो तो ऐसे करता है टुडे नाउ यू आर रियलाइजिंग कि देर इज समबडी हु इन स्पाइट ऑफ हैविंग अ गुड अमाउंट ऑफ सैलरी व्हाई इज ही नॉट स्पेंडिंग मनी you might have an answer after the session is over you might have an answer to somebody that are in spite of having so much of salary why is this person behaving so poor maybe he is a warrior quite possible or maybe something else everybody is having some or other personality हर एक की अपनी अपनी personality है, उस हिसाब से लोग काम करते हैं what is indifferent these are the people they are kind of opposite to monk they are indifferent towards money पैसा बोलते हैं ना पैसा किसी हाथ का मैल है आई कैन अर्न मनी एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम कोई भी पैसा कमा सकता है इट इज नॉट अ बिग डील दीज आर इनडिफरेंट पीपल पैसा आया दे विल नॉट रिस्पेक्ट पैसा गया दे विल नॉट क्राई दे आर इनडिफरेंट monk is stable person please understand monk is a very very stable person indifferent is like he could be having a kind of attitude towards money yeah yeah ये क्या पैसा है I don't bother about it. That is the indifferent. So there are some people who are indifferent. Maybe take example of today's young generation. They are again, I am not generalizing over here, but by and large, you will see that today's young generation who is into teenage or in their 20s and in between like 13 to 20, 25, this is the people who are kind of indifferent to money. They don't bother कि यार 100 रुपए का मूवी का टिकट they don't think twice while spending money on maybe a pizza or a burger or maybe purchasing shoes for 5,000 rupees it is like indifferent for them they easily will ask their parents कि यार आप मुझे आईफोन क्यों नहीं दिला देते आप मुझे ये स्प्लेंडर विंडर की देने की क्या बात करते हो स्प्लेंडर नहीं चलानी है वॉन्ट अ पावर बाइक एटलीस्ट 2 लाख रुपए 2.5 लाख रुपए की बाइक हो तो मैं चलाऊंगा हाथ लगाऊंगा अदरवाइज आई हाँ नाउ दे आर इनडिफरेंट टुवर्ड्स मनी मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ द पेरेंट्स ओनली वी आर नॉट गोइंग इनटू दैट बट प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज अ कैटेगरी indifferent person either could be extremely rich इतना अमीर हो सकता है वो बंदा इतना पैसा है उसके पास कि कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता वी नो सो मेनी पीपल पॉलिटिशियंस के स्कैम्स आते हैं कि 10,000 करोड़ 20,000 अभी जिस बंदे के पास लाखों करोड़ रुपए पड़ा है ही इज इनडिफरेंट टुवर्ड्स मनी the thing is costing 2,000 or 20,000 or 2 lakhs rupees they don't bother they are indifferent similarly there are poor mentality or poor type of people who are also kind of indifferent because they know that कि यार गरीबी ही रहनी है मुझे ऐसा ही होना है तो क्या ही फर्क पड़ेगा now we'll see that there are some poor people who have lot of attitude कि हाँ ये होगा तो होगा नहीं होगा तो नहीं होगा they will not be to do the work last week I had some work at home for some plumbing. I called a plumber, local plumber, उसको बोला यार ये नल ठीक करने का है. He came and he said कि हाँ 1,000 रुपीज होगा. मैं बोला यार 1,000 रुपीज सिर्फ नल बदलना है और उसके अंदर जो भी कुछ कचरा है वो साफ करना है उसके 1,000 रुपए कैसे? नहीं नहीं 1,000 रुपए होते हैं देखो आपको तो दे दो नहीं मत दे दो मैं चला गया. Now this is an indifferent attitude. I know that this fellow is coming on a bike which is 15-20 years old, ये पुरानी बाइक पे आ रहा है। इसके कपड़े देख के, उसका हुलिया देख के समझ में आ रहा है कि ये कितना कमाता होगा, इसके बीवी बच्चों का क्या होता होगा। बट ही इज नॉट थिंकिंग कि डू द सेम वर्क एट अ रीजनेबल प्राइस, आई विल एटलीस्ट मेक सम मनी। He is not into that. He is either I will make money or I will not. I'm indifferent. Another example, lot of auto rickshaw wala. If you ask them कि यहाँ पे चलना है, चलोगे क्या? Even though that is going to give him 50 rupees, उसका कॉस्ट आएगा 10-15 रुपए, बट उसको 15 रुपए मिल रहे, 50 रुपए मिल रहे, 60 रुपए मिल रहे, उसका प्रॉफिट होगा 30-40 रुपए। बट फॉर दैट ऑल्सो विल थिंक कि नहीं, 40 रुपए नहीं आऊंगा मैं, फॉरगेट अबाउट इट, ही विल नॉट इवन टॉक टू यू। दिस इज इंडिफरेंट। नाउ being indifferent towards money is definitely not a good thing, because if somebody is treating you like that, will you go to, let's take example, कोई फ्रेंड है आपका कि जो आपको घर पे बुला के आपको इंडिफरेंटली ट्रीट कर रहा है, आपसे बात नहीं कर रहा है, आपको बैठने को जगह नहीं दे रहा है, बाकी को खाना पीना चाय दे रहा है, आपको चाय भी पूछा नहीं, विल यू स्टे इन दैट फ्रेंड्स होम इवन फॉर अ मिनट? डेफिनेटली नॉट। Why? Because your friend has treated you indifferently. How if somebody is indifferent towards money, think from the point of view of money, will money stay with you? Definitely not. Coming to the next category, very interesting and funny category, saver. Saver. Now these are the people who simply want to save the money because सिर्फ पैसा बचाना है. They don't want to spend. कम वॉट में वॉट एवर इज देयर इनकम, उनको केवल पैसा बचाना ही है। They simply want to save for the rainy days. And now saver doesn't mean कि I am saving 10% of my salary and then putting it into mutual fund or maybe fixed deposit, whatever is your instrument of what you can say favorite instrument. सेवर ये बंदा है कि जो हमेशा पैसे सेव करने की बातें करेगा। He will never go by Ola, he will travel by train, he will travel by bus, he will never go by flight, he will travel by train for 24 hours, but he will not take a money out कि चलो 6-7 हज़ार रुपए की टिकट काट के मैं मुंबई से दिल्ली 2 घंटे में पहुंचूंगा। No, he will take a train, that too if possible sleeper ticket। Why? Because वो सस्ता होता है, so that I can save money। So these are the people who always want to save money. Whenever they will purchase anything, they will purchase of the inferior quality। कि जो सस्ते में मिलता है वो मुझे चाहिए। Whenever they go for Amazon shopping, Flipkart shopping, there is an option which say that price low to high, review low to high, okay, popularity, ये सब जो ऑप्शंस होते हैं उसमें से सेवर टिपिकली बोलेगा लो टू हाई वाला दिखाओ मुझे। ही विल ऑलवेज गो फॉर सम डिस्काउंट, कि जहां पे डिस्काउंट का सेल है, सेवर पर्सन विल ऑलवेज एक्यूमुलेट दोस थिंग्स, कि चलो अभी सेल लगा हुआ है, अगले 4 महीने का 6 महीने का लेके रखते हैं। व्हाई? सो दैट आई कैन सेव द मनी। सेवर इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट कैटेगरी, वेरी डिफरेंट कैटेगरी। मतलब ये खुद के लिए भी पैसा खर्च नहीं करेंगे, अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स के लिए भी पैसा नहीं खर्च करेंगे। दे विल सिंपली नॉट स्पेंड मनी ऑन एनीथिंग because they simply want to save for the future. And the worst part or the best part, whatever you call it, future is unknown. What is going to happen in the very next moment, nobody knows. So, if you are saving only for your rainy days, who knows what will happen to somebody if you have saved 5 crore rupees in the bank and you are being called by the universe कि चलो आपका टाइम खत्म, now you are being called up, what are you going to do with those 5 crore or those 10 crore or whatever it is? So जो सेव करके रखा है उसका आप करोगे क्या? That is saver. The next person is avoider. Avoider is the person who avoids spending money. सेव पैसा सेव सेव करेगा. अवॉइडर वाला बंदा अवॉइड ही करेगा, पैसा खर्च नहीं करना है. नाउ यू मस्ट बी हैविंग समबडी इन योर फ्रेंड सर्कल कि जो पार्टी के लिए तो आता है, लेकिन जब बिल देने की बारी आती है तो इसको वॉशरूम जाना होता है, तो इसको किसी का अचानक से फोन आता है, भी फोन में बात करके चला जाएगा. एंड देन ही विल सिंपली अवॉइड पेइंग द बिल. ही विल सिंपली अवॉइड पेइंग द काउंटरिंग. एंड देन these savers you also might see कि they will say कि यार मैंने इतना खाना भी नहीं खाया, मैं आई विल नॉट पे द बिल. मैं थोड़ा सा ही खाया आपके साथ बैठा टाइम पास करने के लिए. सेवर ऑलवेज विल सॉरी अवॉइडर ऑलवेज विल अवॉइड स्पेंडिंग मनी. ये हमेशा अवॉइड करेगा कि आज नहीं कल लेंगे. अगर उसकी वाइफ बोलती कि चलो शॉपिंग करते हैं, वो बोलेगा नहीं आज नहीं, विल गो इन द नेक्स्ट वीक, विल गो इन द नेक्स्ट मंथ, विल गो इन द रेनी सीजन की जहाँ पे डिस्काउंट. So he will always avoid, he will always postpone the spending of the month. These are the people who have heavy credit card bills piled up. Why? They avoid paying. यार आज 7 तारीख है, बिल पे करना है, नहीं यार अगले महीने पे करता हूँ, अभी मिनिमम अमाउंट ड्यू पे करता हूँ. Now they don't understand that for the remaining amount they are paying heavy interest. They don't understand, or even though they realize, they feel कि चलो जाने दो, वो interest तो interest, लेकिन let me avoid as of now. Somehow their inner pattern is postponing the things, postponing the spending. किसी भी expenditure को postpone करना. Again there is a fear element attached to that. Avoid क्यों करता है बंदा? Because there is a fear that कि what if tomorrow I don't get the money? What if tomorrow income stops? And that is where he becomes an avoider of the money. And the last, very important, that is wealth creator. Wealth creator is a person who wants to create wealth, who wants to build wealth, who wants to enjoy life, who wants to understand that it is not only about making money, it is also about spending money. Because money is like a circulation. अगर इकोनॉमी में सर्कुलेशन नहीं हुआ तो everything will be stand still, everything will stop. If everybody says that I'm not going to spend money, what will happen? Just think for a while. If everybody stops spending money, what will happen? All the businesses will shut down. All the restaurants will shut down. All the beauty parlors will shut down. All the salons will shut down. All the grocery stores will shut down. All the malls, shopping complex, what do you say, shoes ke dukaan, mobile ke dukaan, every damn thing will shut down. Why? Because people are not spending money. That is not the way. You have to earn, you have to save, you have to spend, and you have to create wealth. So, wealth creator is that species who understands कि मुझे wealth create करनी है. I don't want to be spender or only saver or only this. Or I want to earn, I want to save, and I want to spend as well. Because, see, let me give you one analogy. You can understand or resonate it. You drive a car, it is having 4 wheels, and all the 4 wheels need to have a specific amount of air pressure. Imagine life as a car, whereas the 4 wheels are maybe health, wealth, relationship, and maybe your business or personal time or professional growth, personal growth, whatever. Imagine one point you are putting 100 point air, that is the point of money. मनी में आपने 100 पॉइंट का एयर भर दिया आपकी कार में, रिलेशनशिप में 25, हेल्थ के मामले में 10, ग्रोथ के मामले में 5. नाउ थिंक फॉर अ while, how will that car move? Will you ever enjoy in that car which is having 4 tires? Every tire is having different pressure ranging from 5 to 100. किसी में 5 पॉइंट है, किसी में 20 पॉइंट है, किसी में 30 पॉइंट है, किसी में 100 पॉइंट है, किसी में 70 है. Will you enjoy the journey? Absolutely not. As a wealth creator, we need to understand that if I want to enjoy my journey, I need to become a wealth creator. All my tires need to have equal. We call it as a holistic growth, isn't it? कि हम बहुत बार बोलते हैं कि holistic growth होनी चाहिए. Holistic growth का मतलब क्या? This is what all my tires are at equal level, no up and down. That is where the things changes. Now, again, I want to at all the money points at the same go and tell me which money type you belong to. Are you a spender, warrior, gambler, monk, indifferent, saver, avoider, or a wealth creator? Which money type you belong? Please type whatever is your understanding as of now, whatever is your understanding for your own money type. Yes. And I realized today only. Yes, that is what I said. That today would be a different moment for most of you. That this is who I am. Now I realize कि this is my pattern. ये मेरे patterns है. अब the only thing is that initially I said that these are patterns. Nothing good, nothing bad about the pattern. But with respect to these money patterns or these money types, you know that which one is good, which one is not so good. And ultimately, I always would prefer to become a wealth creator. Anybody for that matter wants to become a wealth creator. That is the real truth of this particular era. Everybody wants to become a wealth creator, but they are maybe a gambler or a warrior or a saver or spender or indifferent, whatever. Now, at least we know basically not going to be a woo kind of class wherein I'm going to show you a lot of fancy things and keep this is my BMW and this is my Ferrari. Absolutely crap. I'm not here to give you any motivation as well. Absolutely no motivation, nothing. It is a pure. I always call all my sessions, as a speed breakers. All my sessions are like a speed breaker, which will help you to get to some point and take a pause. Speed breaker पे हम क्या करते हैं? Whatever speed we are going, maybe 80, 90, 100, whenever there is a speed breaker, we pause the vehicle, we shift the gear down, we slow down the vehicle, come over the speed breaker, and then we move. Consider these sessions as a speed breaker. Whatever is happening in your life with respect to money, specifically, and mindset, now this is the time to pause and reflect. I always call these sessions as a self-appointment time. Getting my point? This is a self-appointment. ये आपका आपके खुद के साथ appointment 1 घंटा आप आपके साथ बैठे हो. You have understood your own pattern. Now, as you have understood, tomorrow onwards, it will be very easy for you to work on those patterns because every day is built upon one on another. हर एक दिन एक क्यों dependent है. And that is why it is important to attend live sessions. It is important to be active, ask questions, and that is where the true essence of this workshop lies. Otherwise, recordings are available, not an issue, but it would be a one-way communication, and then there will be so many recordings which you have, but you have not yet watched. So I urge all of you to attend live every single day because you are going to work on your own mindset, your own money mindset. They say that we don't have time, we have, ये नहीं है वो. It is like that. If you don't have time for self-development, it means it's like you are running on highway, you are driving on highway in your beautiful car, and the Later is saying now the fuel is very less. And you are so busy, you are saying कि सर मैं अपनी जिंदगी में इतना बिजी हूँ कि मुझे फ्यूल भरने के लिए टाइम नहीं है. आई डोंट हैव टाइम टू फिल अप द फ्यूल इन माय कार. आई वांट टू ड्राइव. आई वांट टू ड्राइव. So if you don't stop for fuel, what will happen? You know. Similarly, if you don't stop for your own self-development, what will happen? You know. You will be where you are. So, any question with respect to this, whatever we discussed just now? Do you have any question? So, if you have any question, please ask. If not, then
Yogesh ji,
take this. Yes.
so I think like the difference between the monk and the indifferent was slightly subtle, I believe. So if you could just
Yes.
get that on once more, maybe.
Okay. So, difference between monk and indifferent. Monk is also indifferent, kind of indifferent, but he is very grounded. Monk is very grounded. He is not excited towards money. अगर पैसा मिला, he is not going to say yes, 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 I got the money. If he loses all the money, he will not cry. Similarly, indifferent person, it's more of an attitude. ये एटीट्यूड वाले बंदे होते हैं कि यार पैसा चाहिए भी नहीं चाहिए भी, बट एट द सेम टाइम इफ समथिंग गोज रॉन्ग विद द इंडिफरेंट गाय, ही कैनॉट सर्वाइव, ही कैनॉट सस्टेन दैट. से फॉर एग्जांपल मॉन्क का पैसा चला गया, देयर आर टू पीपल हु आर वॉकिंग ऑन अ रोड, मॉन्क का पैसा पूरा चला गया, ही विल स्टिल बी कूल काम कंफर्टेबल. इनडिफरेंट वाले का पैसा चला गया, फॉर अ वाइल ही विल शो ऑफ कि मैं मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू रियलिटी he will not be in a position to handle that. वो हैंडल नहीं कर पाएगा अपनी सिचुएशन. मॉन्क कैन हैंडल दिस सिचुएशन बिकॉज ही इज मेंटली अवेयर कि दिस इज ऑल मोह माया और इससे मैं परे हूं. दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ एटीट्यूड विच इज हैविंग. सो मॉन्क का अलग है, इंडिफरेंट का अलग है. वन मोर पॉइंट, इफ मॉन्क का पैसा चला गया, मॉन्क विल नॉट डू एनीथिंग, बट इंडिफरेंट वाले का चला गया, now there is a possibility that he might take any different action which might not be legal. वो बोलेगा यार पैसा चला गया ना, मैं अभी किसी का पैसा चोरी कर देता हूँ, मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ा. ही इज इनडिफरेंट ना, उसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ही इज इनडिफरेंट. वो बोलेगा कि चलो मेरा पैसा किसी ने चोरी गया, नाउ मैं किसी दूसरे का पैसा चुराता हूँ एंड सेटल आउट हो जाता हूँ. This kind of thought can come into indifferent personality, whereas in the monk personality, this thought will never come. Indifferent person, paisa आया, spend, he might do anything, but monk will say, हाँ ठीक है आया ना, let it be, because he's grounded basically. सबसे फंडामेंटल क्या है, monk is grounded, तो उसको ज्यादा कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. whereas indifferent is like, हम जिसको बोलते हैं ना कि एक बहता हुआ पानी कि जो बहुत शोर करता है. Whereas monk is like that deep water, which is very still, cool and calm. एकदम calm water की तरह है monk. Whereas indifferent बहते हुए पानी की तरह है, जो आवाज बहुत करेगा, दिखाएगा बहुत, लेकिन रियलिटी में he inside his personality he would be bit different. Okay. So today's exercise, I want you to think about, check about your spending patterns, look at your bank account, credit card bills, and now think. Maybe spontaneously you are thinking that I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. Now I want you to think properly, looking at your, maybe if you are doing a budgeting, अगर आप budgeting करते हो नहीं करते हो, आपके क्रेडिट कार्ड की बिल देखो, आपकी बैंक की स्टेटमेंट देखो, आपकी जीपे की स्टेटमेंट देखो, and then you will realize what type of personality you are. And don't look at the statement for last 7 days or 10, 15 days. Look at for one full year. And then you understand that my income for the year 1st April to 31st March, take the last financial year, and then check कि what was my income and how much I have spent. मेरा income कितना था, मैंने spend कितना किया, और उसकी bifurcations क्या है. Unless and until you don't measure, you cannot manage. हम जिस चीज को मेजर नहीं कर सकते तो मैनेज भी नहीं कर पाएंगे. सो आज के लिए ये एक्सरसाइज है दैट यू नीड टू you know measure your expenditure. Please measure your expenditure, because as the great Peter Drucker said, whatever you measure you can manage, but if I don't measure I can't manage. तो यही होता है कि हम मेजर ही नहीं करते, बिकॉज एट टाइम्स फील लेजी, वी फील कि क्या जरूरत, वी फील कि चलो बाद में कभी देखेंगे, बट पता ही नहीं चलता. जस्ट टेक एग्जांपल, हाउ मच यू हैव अर्न टिल नाउ एंड व्हाट इज योर एसेट एंड लायबिलिटी कॉलम. अगर आपको एक्सरसाइज करनी है तो ये भी आज करके देख लो. आई एम नॉट सेइंग एकदम बारीकी में एज अ सीए, बट एक टोटलिटी की, चलो मेरे इतने साल का एक्सपीरियंस है, मेरी एवरेज सैलरी इतनी थी, तो एक साल में मैंने इतना कमाया, इस मल्टीप्लाई बाय 10 साल कमाया होगा, मल्टीप्लाई बाय 17 साल में इतना कमाया होगा, 20 साल में इतना कमाया होगा, व्हाट इज द नंबर ऑफ इयर्स एक्सपीरियंस. नाउ गेट दैट टोटल and look at ki, okay, in the last so many years I already made maybe 2 crore, 3 crore, 5 crore. Where is that money now? I have an asset with respect to my home, with respect to my plot or this. I have a car, I might have this, that. उसका भी मोटा मोटी एक टोटल कर दो कि चलो घर इतने का, कार इतने की, ये इतने का, वो इतने का, बाकी पैसा किधर लगा, घर खर्चे के लिए इतना. Now you will be having a shock. Oh my God, I don't know where that money is going. आई एम एब्सोल्युटली क्लूलेस कि पैसा इतना इतना डिफरेंस कैसे है. ये करके देखो एंड देन यू टेल मी कि यस, वी आर लिटरली इन शॉक कि वेयर इज दैट मनी गॉन, यू डोंट नो, राइट. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन यू नीड? नो क्वेश्चंस. ऑलराइट, टुमारो money moves basically your past, जो आपके बचपन से चलता हुआ मनी मूड आया है. That is what we are going to work on today. Today we, why I am like this, why I am like that. Tomorrow you will realize that once you go back, the root cause is there. It is not today. It could be 10 years back, 20 years back, 30 years back, whatever you think. It could be when you were 5 years old, 3 years old. That money memory, that healing, once you start doing, now you are treating the root cause. That is what we are going to do. Right? There will be a meditation, there will be activity. Today it was not more of activities. Tomorrow onwards, every single day there is an activity and some meditation. Some days activity, some days meditation. So all those things are there. So ensure that you join on time and we start the session so that we don't miss out and we don't unnecessarily stretch the timings. So 9 to 10 we fix, and everybody, if you are here at 9, we start. So tomorrow I will not wait for let other people join, because we need to stop at 10 as per the if you have this, I can go till 12, no problem. But whatever is the thing for the day, that we need to complete by, then that is what is my objective. All right. Chalo. If you don't have any question, let's call it a day today and do the homework, whatever is been told. Chalo then. Thank you. Bye bye and good night.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.